What I found is that sometimes when people want to talk to other people about veganism, they'll try to go either the environmental routes or the health routes because they're too scared to go the animal routes. Yeah. And that's something I don't recommend. How are you? What's your name and where are you from?
Crystal. I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Awesome. I love Toronto.
Yeah, I know. It's a great city. It's actually like so vegan friendly here.
I know.
We're so spoiled.
I'm aware.
So my question is, I don't know if it was actually you or Earthling Ed that recently posted like top 3 recommended documentaries, like vegan documentaries. Mm-hmm. Was it you?
That was me.
Okay. Yeah, and I wanted to know your thoughts on other documentaries that didn't make it on the list, and if there was any that you kind of would be hesitant to recommend to a non-vegan to watch, and if so, why?
Well, usually if I can, I only recommend Dominion pretty much.
Okay.
Because I just want people to connect with the animals.
Right.
But that being said, whatever I recommend to people is always based on the conversation that we have.
Right.
So the context. Yeah. So for example, this one time I was at a climate event in I think it was Austin, can't remember. But anyways, I was there and someone was doing a speak out, and then these 2 people came by and they were like, what's going on here? So I explained to them, well, we're doing this demonstration because animal agriculture is the leading cause of environmental destruction and people just don't want to talk about it. So that's why we're trying to bring that to the forefront. And they're like, oh, awesome. We kind of talked about it. And I was like, would you like to learn more about it? And they were like, yeah, we would love to. And so in that moment, I recommended Cowspiracy.
Right. Because it's like environment focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what I will say is that I do see like, what I found is that sometimes when people want to talk to other people about veganism, they'll try to go either the environmental routes or the health routes because they're too scared to go the animal routes. Yeah. And that's something I don't recommend. So what I mean by that is that if that's where the conversation goes, that's fine, but don't have that as a default. Like I know people who by default, they'll just recommend Game Changers to everyone because I think it's because I think it's easier for people to get into that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, well, we can't know that. I think that's holding people very small. Like it's almost like saying, oh, they're not going to be able to take watching Dominion. And I don't believe that. I think people can, and for me, that is the point at the end of the day. So if I can go that route, I always go that route. Like with Uber drivers, when I'm talking to people, I always go the ethics animals route.
Right. And you like the Dominion more than the Earth what is it called? Earthlings? The Earthling?
It's not that I like it more, it's just that it's more current.
Yeah.
That's
because the Earthlings, I think that came out like almost like 10 years ago or something, right?
So I mean it's a great movie for sure. And also like it might depend, right? So for example, if someone's in the UK, I might recommend Land of Hope and Glory because that's local.
Okay, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, so that's the one that Earthling Ed made with his partner.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And it's like UK farms. So it really depends on the context.
That's true. Yeah. And what the health? What was your take on it?
I mean, it's great. I mean, I know for sure that I know a lot of people who have become plant-based because they watched it.
Yeah.
So for me, the way that I think about this is I don't think about what I personally think about it.
Yeah.
I think about what effect it has had.
Mm-hmm. On the person you're talking to?
Or on people in general. So for example, Gary Yourofsky, his speech?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So some people don't like the speech, but so many people became vegan after watching the speech.
Yeah.
So how you and I feel about it, it's irrelevant. It creates results, and that's what matters. So that's kind of more how I think about it,
Yeah. Okay. Well, you really helped to answer my question. So thank you so much. No, that was
awesome.
That was actually really
I'm glad
helpful.
I answered your question.
Yeah.
Have a great day, Crystal.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.